It's me, Renee. I'm back. And on this first Monday of the year 2026, I'm going to give you a book review. So, one of the things that I love is feminism, but also feminist books, both in fiction and non-fiction form. And yeah, Women Don't Own You Pretty by Florence Given has been on my radar for a while. And then I found it last week, actually, or last year. Um, and so I had to buy it. And it's a cute shorter edition. It says here, the small edition. It is 80 pages. I have just read this one. I haven't read the bigger edition. Kind of want to read that one as well, but yeah. This is actually also the first book I read this year. I started last Tuesday, so on the 1st, and finished it that day because it's 80 pages. How are you not gonna finish it? I suppose, yeah, again, depending on what day you have and whatnot, but I finished it in one day. And it was a good read, I would say. Um, for me, though, it was kind of sad in a way, because, I mean, it takes a look, the story, the book is about, like, being a woman in today, or a woman presenting person in today's world, well, in Europe, because that's where, the author is from. She's from England. Honestly, also for the longest time, I thought that she was American because it just kind of mentions. It doesn't really mention any like specific dates or places really. It mentions like the main character, the author of Florence. She sometimes says like when I grew up, in my childhood, in my teens, but she doesn't say when I was 14 in 2014. She doesn't say stuff like that. She doesn't say when I was 14 in Nevada. It's just very general, I would say. And yeah, so for me, actually, I kind of assumed in the beginning, as I said, that the writer was from the US because this just to me reads very dystopian. For example, she talked about how she didn't really feel like she could enjoy sex because she was a woman, and sex is only supposed to be enjoyable for the men. And I was like thinking, isn't that very old fashioned thinking? Is that something that people think nowadays? Apparently they do. Because another fact that I kind of felt like, what? Harrowed or surprised by, baffled by, I would say, is the fact that the author, Florence Given, she was born in 1998. So most of her childhood was like she lived throughout the 2000s, and her teens is in 2010. I mean, I know life is not perfect now, of course it's not, but I still kind of feel like it's different now than before, but apparently not. Apparently in 2012, in 2007, when she grew up in England, this was how she experienced stuff. Like she couldn't talk to her friends about masturbating because it was taboo. Now, okay, did I talk to my friends when I was a teen about masturbating? No, I didn't. But we did talk about a lot of stuff, so I don't really think we wouldn't have talked about it. We just didn't talk about it. So yeah, that is kind of sad. Um, and yeah, and also like she like some points in this book she talks about stuff that I like don't really relate to at all. So like, I mean, of course, it's good to still read about it, but it's like people experience this kind of stuff. Like she talks about, I mean, the title, Women Don't Own You Pretty." So it's kind of all about this idea that if you wear makeup, if you do your hair better, you get more privilege, you get ahead in life and stuff like that. And I suppose this could just be me. Maybe it's just the uh, places that I've walked around in life, been in life and stuff. But I like, okay, yeah, nowadays I use mascara, but it's no, and also, like, most of the time I don't bother to take it off. It just goes off by itself. So I take it on sometimes. So the mascara here is from yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't know. And I don't really use any other makeup. Well, sometimes for videos I do, but depending on the video. I use nail polish because I like it. But also, like, when I use mascara, when I use lip gloss, when I use nail polish, it's because I want to be nice for myself. It's not like I think, okay, today I'm gonna paint my nails green and that will attract all the men. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I have to use makeup to be accepted or to be part of society. But supposedly that's happens some people, some places, supposedly. Uh, well, supposedly, it's bad to say supposedly, but like this is non-fiction book, so this has happened to Florence. And to me, that's just so baffling, really. She also talks about how when she walks into a room full of men and she's scared. And for me, that's really never been an issue. I can't really say I've ever really been scared to be in a room just with men. Now, I suppose I was thinking yesterday. Well, yeah, I was thinking about when one saying this review, and I'm actually not sure I've been in that many rooms with just men. To be frank, I've been in some rooms with a lot of men, but I can't think of any rooms where I've been where it's just me and lots of men. I can't remember that. But yeah, yeah, it's just so sad that this is the facts of today's almost world, or like today's life, really. But it's still, yeah, I mean, it's a valuable, good book to read, even though it's not something I recognize. It's still something that's important to read about, I would say. Very much is. So we're gonna say something else. Blah 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 blah. And yeah, she also talks about at the end. There's a chapter where, because this book came out after the first edition and whatnot, how a lot of feminists feel like they can't be feminist and also a heartbreak. So you can't be a feminist and also want love? Like, why is that not compatible? I mean, feminism means that you want equality for all genders. It does not mean that you want to be alone forever. You have feminist people who are ace, of course, but I mean, still, people go around thinking in today's world that if you're a feminist, you can't want a relationship with someone. That's just so weird, weird. Yeah. So yeah, all in all, a great read, a short, very good read. If you want a quick read to start your year, to read in March because of Women's Day, or read whenever, not like you have to read feminist books just in March. I read it now. And yeah, this book, I do highly recommend it. Very much.